Hello to my wonderful YouTube family. Welcome back to my channel LearnIT, your go-to channel for all ServiceNow related updates. India is currently in middle of its festive season, and similarly ServiceNow is also celebrating its own festival with the Zurich release. So if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so you never miss out on the latest updates with related to ServiceNow. So today we are diving into the other feature with related to Zurich version, that is related to Workflow Studio, where we have multiple features updated which will be very beneficial to our developers, especially on flow side, and as well as it can be beneficial to any type of people whoever is working with related to flow in Workflow Studio. Alright, so whether you are an admin, developer or architect, this demo is just for you. So let's not waste time and get into the action for this features with related to flow. So I am already logged in with my Zurich release instance, and the feature I want to showcase is related to Workflow Studio. So let's type here the Workflow Studio and we will discuss some of the features with related to flow. What all things has been modified in Zurich release under flow. So we have this flow, and first feature which I'm going to talk about is like we have one of the feature related to flow history and subflow history. Basically how we can basically go into our older versions of flow or the older versions of subflow, how we can go and how we can modify and how we can copy. So history includes 2-3 things. Basically we can copy or we can restore or we can remove them, right? So we have these type of capabilities under flow history or subflow history. So let's see how we can do that. So we have this one of the flow test flow notify, which I will open, and we have like multiple buttons, and this is basic flow which is created. And now what we will do to see what is the history for this flow. So we have this button history, so we have to click on this button. All right, and we will see the history here saved, like when it was auto saved, when it was forcefully saved, right? And when it was deactivated and force saved and auto saved. So we have all the flow versions added here, right? So these are like modification time, when it was modified, when it was updated, right? Suppose if I have to click on this older version, so now what you can do here, basically we can copy this specific version or we can restore it. But how we can restore it, let's see. Okay, now I have clicked on edit flow, and now I will go to history and I will select the specific updates, and without clicking on edit flow, this delete and restore button will not be available. Just save as copy button will be available. So now if I click on any version, we have delete this version, save as copy to this version, and restore this flow to this version. We can do all three things inside flow and as well as under subflow. So suppose if I have to create the copy, I can create it just clicking on copy, and then the copy of this flow is created. And similarly if I want to restore to this version I have selected, so I will click on it and I will click on restore button. So the restore is done to this version for the flow, and now you can activate it, right? So talking about delete, we can delete as well any of the version. So suppose I am trying to delete this version. So I will delete an entry. This 501 entry will go. There are two. One is removed. 501 entry. Okay. And now going back and again checking the history, we have this options available again, like which version to delete, which version to create as a copy, and which to store, restore, right? So yeah, this is about flow, where we can track our history, and under flow as well we can do the same thing. So suppose we are having, let me open this one. So this is the flow, and we have to click on edit subflow, then only we will able to do older versions. So if I click on this, again we have delete, save as, copy, restore. We can click on save as copy, it will create the copy. And similarly, if we have to restore it, we can do that as well. Restore. Anyway, there is no any change as such, but I have reverted to that version and it is available to be published. And we have created the copy, and we can also delete the specific version, right? So these two things, like a flow history and subflow history, we can go to any of the versions and we can perform the flow or subflow to copy, to restore, or to remove them. Alright, so these are the features related to subflow and the flow. And now we are going to talk about next thing, that is related to how flow or subflow is saved. Right, so these are subflow. Basically this is the copy of this. Let me open the flow also. Copy of flow. This is the flow for which the copy we have created, right? So now if suppose we are clicking on edit flow and we have anything to be added here, suppose I am trying to add the action as create record. Okay, you see this autosave option is there and it is saving automatically. So this is the feature enabled for flows, subflows and actions to be saved automatically. So it got saved automatically. Okay, and similarly if we talk about subflow, here also we will click on edit subflow, and if we try to add action create record, you see this auto saving is happening here, last saved 1 second ago. Alright, so we have this autosave feature happening on flow and subflow, and whatever actions added under this, those are saved basically under flow or subflow. Alright, so this is also quite nice, and one of the thing is that as well we can also save it. Autosave is there, but we can save from here, like suppose this flow is already saved. Let me click on edit subflow, and let me click on edit flow. All right, so now you see we have these force save enabled. We can click on this, so it is telling saving a copy of this flow, and similarly if I click on it, so forcefully it is saving the subflow as well, right? So this way we will be able to save our flow and subflow automatically, and as well as we can save it as force save as well. Alright, so these are quite nice features. Let's talk about other features now. So next feature on my list is like show subflow stages in parent flow. So basically we will see how we can basically see the subflow stages in our flow which is executing on our catalog items, right? So let's see how we can do that, or how it happens basically. So I will try to open existing flow service catalog item request, and I have this flow, and this I have subflow basically, and under subflow we have waiting for approval stages, and in parent it has its stages, own stages. All right, so now here I have added one of the stage. All right, and now what we have to do to show it on the flow, basically we have this flow, and as soon as we click on this action we have show subflow stages, right? So this checkbox is checked, and whatever stages is added to this subflow, it will display in the execution flow of catalog item while checking it. If we don't check it, we will not be able to see this manager approval stage. So let me show you the sample. So now I have done this as uncheck and activated. All right, now we will test one of the item and see whether subflow stages is capturing inside flow or not. So let's go to our catalog item. So we have out of the box catalog item which we have raised, add all right, so this is the catalog item. Okay, now let us try to raise it and see whether child stages is added or not. This is the user, and this is the group, and I will click on order now. This is the item which is raised, and approval is done, and let me approve it. Now let's see how it is displaying. So now we see only manager approval is there, and 3 stages is displaying: manager approval and directly department head approval, right? So you see in subflow we have manager approval stage that is not displaying, right? So let's try to basically check this show subflow stages and click on done. Okay, now I will activate it. Now let's test the same item and see whether we have this waiting for approval or not. So now this is the catalog item, and I will try to raise it again, and now I will click on user, and I will click on group name, app engine admin. I will click on use order now. I will click on this item again. I will approve it again. And now what will happen? Now we will see how the list is showing. SCREQ item dot list. So now you will see waiting for approval. Previous flow waiting for approval was not there. So waiting for approval stage is coming from the subflow. Alright, so this way we will be able to see subflow stages in our parent flow when it executes basically. And this is like a more efficient way to basically check through what process that specific catalog item is going through and what all stages it is passed. If we talk about a child flow, subflow as well, like how it is executing and what is happening basically, right? So now we will move to our next feature, that is called what we can tell. Yeah, so that is make a flow wait until the email reply is received, right? So this is the action which is provided by ServiceNow in the Zurich version. So this also play a key role in many use cases, right? So we have to wait for an email reply until the email reply is done for that specific record. It will wait for that email reply. So now I will tell you about use case. What could be the use case for this? Like we are waiting for email reply action in flow. So what could be the use case? So wait for an email. So suppose there is an incident which is getting resolved. Okay. So now one email is sent to the user for verification whether the issue is fixed or not. So when incident is resolved, then email will get trigger, and if user responds to that email, so what we will do, the incident will move to in progress. And if we have not get the email, we will set the timeout so that if the user is not responding, the incident will close automatically within 3 days, right? So we will wait for email reply for that. So let's try to generate one of the flow very quickly for showing this use case. So now we will select the trigger like incident updated, and then when the incident is resolved. Email reply action demo. So now we will quickly generate a trigger for this. So trigger would be on updated because we are talking about resolved. So now we will select the table here. So now we have selected the table, and conditions would be state is resolved. Okay, and it is done. Incident updated where state is resolved. Now what we will do, we will send an email here. We will select an activity to send email. Okay, and now we will add the record here. Table will be auto populated. Here the email will be sent to caller. Okay, subject is incident is resolved. We will copy the same. your incident is resolved, and I will click on done. This is the email, and now here comes the part, wait for email reply. So this is the wait for email reply action. So now what we are going to do here, we will select the email. So what email? This email record. Okay, so I'm copied this email record, and then I will set the timeout, because flow will be paused. If we are not getting response, flow will be paused for longer time. User will not reply forever, then flow will be stuck, right? So we have to provide some timeout also, like what is the duration for the flow to be paused. So I am enabling the timeout as well. All right, so if they are not responding within a specific this timeline, then the flow will automatically move forward and do the following steps and do the further things, right? So we will wait for this, and if we have enabled it, we can add it as 72 hours. Generally incident is for 3 days after the resolve to closure period, so we can define 72 hours or even 1 hour also, and we can define like how to execute this schedule, like 8 to 5 weekdays excluding weekends, okay, or any other whatever schedule we are having. We can select 24/7 also, okay. Generally it would be 8 to 5 excluding business holiday, and I will click on done, and we can process on further steps as well. This is just for understanding for what we are waiting. So this record, it will check the received state basically in ServiceNow, whether the email is received or not. If it is received, then you can set your incident to specific states like in progress or on hold or waiting for further info, right? So we can execute further things here. So this way we will be able to utilize this action, wait for email reply, and this is quite good feature. Like we were trying to fulfill several use cases, but this is awesome use case, awesome action which is provided for wait for email reply. All right, so this is very good feature if I talk about it. So now we are trying to move to our last feature of flow, because in demo purpose whatever was important I am trying to cover that. So mostly everything I have already covered. Now I will be talking about schedule triggers. So schedule triggers, what is that? Let me show you what is schedule trigger, and it can be used multiple times, similar trigger. So basically triggers are schedule triggers are generated that will start the flow whenever it is required to be started. We can schedule the trigger to start on a specific date and time or repeatedly at scheduled intervals, and then we can reuse the trigger in flows wherever we need to execute similar type of schedule. All right, so now I will click on new, I will click on trigger. We will provide the name here, scheduled trigger, okay. And now we have to select the recurrence because we are trying to create scheduled trigger here, okay. So now we will click on build trigger, and then we will move ahead. Now here we are having lot of things that can be used and modified. So now dated time is defined here. So user time zone or use system time zone generally is the best. So we are using that, and this is the current time set, start date and time, but we will change it. So now we will click on daily, every one day, and when it is ending on this day. So that could be 31st December for an example. Okay, this is the other one, and this is starting from today. So daily, every day on till then, date and time. So it will be effective from 29 September and till 31st December 2025. Okay, now this trigger will happen. So schedule in your time zone. So it is showing this is our time zone basically added here. So we can select the other time zone as well. So we can select weekly, yearly, here monthly, yearly, and we have time interval, and we have does not repeat. So we have selected. Okay, so this is the year end date which is ending. All right, so this way you can select your trigger according to your way. Here we have multiple options that can be utilized in various flows as a trigger. So we have created a schedule trigger, and now we will publish it. And now we will try to generate some sample flow using this trigger. Okay, now we have clicked on flow. Trigger flow. We have trigger flow here. So I have clicked on build flow. Now I will add a trigger. See, this is our schedule trigger which I have created. This is the trigger, and this is the name schedule trigger, and we can select the trigger here. That's it. And this is the save trigger, and then we can occur every day, and this is the schedule trigger added, and we can further go and start to create our flow. Right, so this is quite nice feature. Like we can create a trigger, schedule trigger basically, and we have multiple functionality when it is repeating to be executed. So this is really awesome feature and Zurich version with related to flow, and it will definitely reduce multiple efforts and multiple hours of the people who were trying to create such kind of use cases. So I think definitely it is a time saving activity for the developers, and it is just like variable set, like create once and then you can utilize it for multiple flows. So this is really a nice feature. So I think this time flow has lot of changes. So I really like all the changes with related to flow whichever is introduced. So yeah, so that's all about the features which I have showcased, and there are other features as well related to flow. So I have tried to cover most generic and most specific features that is used most frequently. That type of feature I have utilized from the Zurich version for the flow. Yeah, and there is a one quick pro tip. If you are planning to upgrade, make sure you test all the features in sub-prod instances so that you will make sure whether everything is working accordingly or how it was working earlier. The system should behave same upgrade as well, right? So make sure that happens in pre-prod instances. And that wraps up our quick demo of one of the best thing flow designer features in Zurich version. And next session we will look into other features of ServiceNow Zurich release. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more hands-on ServiceNow content. Until next time, keep learning and keep building. This is Learn IT with Prashant signing off for today. Thanks for watching my video.